today I'm gonna go ahead and install this Outfitter's R Easy Fold bike rack. Now, I've already got a couple bike racks from these guys. I've worked with them in the past, and I've had their 2 bike racks set up, and it worked out perfectly. So what I wanna do in this video is just show you their option for a 1 bike setup. So this one comes with a ramp, just like the other one. So I've got a couple of these ramps now, and here's all of the pieces. Actually, let me just go ahead and take it all out of the box, lay it out, and then I'll go over it. Verified all the parts or pieces are here. I went over each one. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and follow the instructions step by step here and put them all together. It actually looks like this one doesn't require you to insert it into the receiver hitch. It looks like this one has you build it out, then put it into the receiver hitch. So the first thing they had me do is put this wheel chock thing right here. Now it goes into these 2 bolts. So there's 2 bolt holes right there that you got to take the bolts off. These are 17 millimeters. Actually, you need a 17, a 19, and a 24 to do this job. You could use an open end wrench like a crescent wrench, an adjustable wrench or something. All I did was take these off, slide this on here, make sure that the orientation is just like this. Think of the ratchet going down like that, and these on the bottom, and then just tighten them up. That's all you got to do is cinch them up. Actually, let's go ahead and cinch these up. There's no torque spec or anything, so I'm guessing you just go as tight as you can on them. And these have lock washers on them, so they're not going to come back off. Once you get into the lock washer, it seems to hold it pretty good. You know what? It's starting to look like a bike rack now. Let me go ahead and get the rest of the pieces on. Okay, let me show you what you need to do here. They didn't make it very clear in the instructions, so I'm going to show you guys. There is a couple of bolts right here. You're going to stick them in right here, flip this thing over, slide them down until like they go to this stop right here. Put this thing on, get a 13 millimeter wrench, because these are lock nuts, so you don't have to worry about them coming out. And then just tighten it down. So it is up against the stop right here, and it's a capture nut inside of there. Well, it's the head of the screws being captured. It's not a bad design. I kind of like the way that's designed like that. And it being a lock nut, we don't have to worry about using lock washers. That's how that works right there. That is your piece that goes into the hitch. And then you're going to install this piece onto here. So now we got to flip it back over and install this piece. Okay, after you take this end cap off, it's a 19 millimeter bolt, by the way. Go in from the back side like this. Make sure that these one spacer's in the back and one spacer's in the front. Now you see this little cap goes right there. 19 millimeter socket. There we go. We are good. You just tighten that down, and that's it right there. Now we slide this piece onto there, then we're ready to load a bike. It's a 24 millimeter socket to tighten this up. There is a lock washer on here and a washer. It's threaded through this thing. This is an anti-rattle bolt. So once this is tightened down, this thing will not rattle and will not move around. And that's it. That's solid. Okay, there it is. It's fully installed. Let me kind of go over some of the things that I noticed on this. So once you get this all mounted down in there, make sure you run the cotter pin in the back side right there. This is a 100-pound capacity on here. It's a 1 bike holder. Make sure you get this tight enough. See how that kind of works. You'll mount this up. This can mount on the frame so it can spin around like that, or the seat post. This is movable right here. You can slide this around. Now to mount the ramp, you're just going to go into these pieces right here. And then if you want to mount the ramp on here, when not in use, it goes right here. And then see this little kind of pin right here? So you see this bolt, to make sure, if you want that, take that nut. I didn't know that, so I had to actually remove that nut back off just to add that little pin in there. And then this goes in there like that. So let me load a bike up and show you guys. Let me go over unloading and loading a bike and show you this thing in action. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the bike off and then put it back on. I've already rode around some. This thing was super sturdy while I was driving. It doesn't shake. It holds the bike in place very well, and it actually gives me the ability to kind of like watch it when I look out my tailgate. I've got a camera right here and I can see it the whole time. And I'm just watching it while I'm driving down the road and it looks good. I even went to a parking lot and kind of like drove around a little bit. I don't see any issues with it at all. Let me go ahead and take the bike off and then I can put it back on and then you guys can see how it works. Because right now it looks like it's holding it down very well. They actually gave me these little kind of Velcro holders and I guess that's where they go right there. So let's go ahead and take it off. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is take off the ramp. So we got the ramp, comes off very easy and it locks in right up under there, just like that. Now I'm gonna take off the Velcro strips right there. Now you got these ratchets. There's the front tire ratchet and the back tire ratchet. Now that one goes around the derailleur, so you gotta kind of pull it down. Now we've got this. So there was two ways of mounting it. It can actually mount on the top tube or the seat post tube. I've got it mounted just like that. As soon as that comes off, you're gonna move this down, then roll it off. So let's back up a little bit. Just like that. Now the bike starts leaning. Check this out. Right off the ramp, and you're good to go. That's it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is put it back on there. So you wanna line it up, lean it over just a little bit. Make sure this is a back tire. What I'd found out, you wanna make sure it doesn't fall off the ramp. And then to adjust this, you flip this switch up, you can turn it and tighten it down, then knock that down. I've already got it set where I need it. Now the first thing I'm gonna do, since I got it up here, is tie off our bracket right here. And that holds it in place. Now you can easily put the tire like ratchets on. They're pretty simple to go around. Then you put the little Velcro pieces on the end, or you can run a secondary strap around the middle. Now, if I was gonna lock this on, I would run a chain around this right here, and that would lock it on, which I would probably recommend locking your bike down. Just like with the other racks that I've had from these guys, this one's super solid. I like the fact that now it's one bike. I've got the Mach Wheel Onyx on here, which I will have a video eventually coming on this thing, so stay tuned to that. I've already rode it a lot. So when I wanna just take one bike, this is the rack I'm going to take. So I don't have to use my two bike rack where it's just too much going on back here. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the, the Outfitter's R Easy Rack system. See y'all in the next video.